Hey friends, Pastor Fady here with another devotional for Holy Week. And today is Maundy Thursday, which is the day that traditionally we celebrate Jesus having washed the disciples' feet. So the night before his crucifixion, when he was celebrating Passover. And so this is the Gospel of John, chapter 13. And I want to read with you a few verses, starting in verse 12. When he had washed their feet and put on his outer garment and resumed his place, he said to them, "Do you not understand what I have done for you? You call me teacher and Lord, and you are right, for so I am. If then I, your Lord and teacher, have washed your feet, you also ought to wash one another's feet. For I have given you an example that you also should do just as I have done to you. Truly, truly, I say to you, a servant is not greater than his master, nor is a messenger greater than the one who sent him. If you know these things, blessed are you if you do them." Now, I love this text for a number of reasons. Jesus is giving us an example. He says that. He says, "I have given you an example that you should follow my example." In what way? In loving and serving one another. Jesus came and put on human flesh and lived the perfect life and died on the cross in our behalf as our substitute, also giving us an example, not just in suffering, but also an example in serving. So he washes the disciples' feet and he says, "You, my disciples, you ought to do the same thing." And in Philippians, we're reminded of Paul's words when he says that in Philippians chapter 2, Jesus, though he was God, didn't take advantage of that, but he humbled himself, taking on the form of a servant. Jesus took on the form of a servant. And in Ephesians, Paul also encourages us to have the same mind among ourselves as Jesus had, the mind and the attitude of humility and servanthood. So I encourage you during this Holy Week, as we are celebrating the night that Jesus died, Good Friday, and 3 days later his resurrection from the dead, how can I serve somebody? Where can I have the mind and the heart of a servant towards those around me in following the example of Jesus? Now, I love the last verse we read, which is verse 17, and this is where Jesus ends. He says, "If you know these things, blessed are you if you do them." Now, the word blessed or blessing has in it the idea of being happy. And here's Jesus' point, that you will find true joy when you are like Christ in serving those around you. In serving, there is joy, there is blessing. You will be blessed if you serve those around you. So, my brother, my sister, I encourage you during this Holy Week and moving forward to be thinking, well, Jesus gave me an example of being a servant and of humility. How can I have the same and live out that same attitude of servanthood like Jesus, my example? Well, blessings to you, and happy Easter in a few days. Bless you.